Ostrander joins us for the very first time as we look back at the start of a busy season for Southern Miss baseball. Coach, you wait for this opportunity, you wait for opening day, and then, boy, do you have to hit the ground running with 4 games in 4 days. Thanks so much for spending a few minutes with us this afternoon, and congrats on a good start to the year.
Well, I appreciate it, and I appreciate y'all having me.
So let's do big picture first, and then we'll talk about the games from this weekend. What does this opportunity mean to you, and how are you different, in your mind, as a head coach than you were as a pitching coach?
Well, great question. Well, first of all, I mean, it's, I'm extremely, grateful and humbled to have this opportunity. Just meant the world to me, that Coach Barry, saw that I was fit, to be a successor in this. And, that means everything to me. And this program speaks for itself. And so it's a great honor, great privilege. And with it, I know, comes a lot of responsibility, which I'm excited about and, ready to attack for sure. It's a dream come true. There's no doubt about it. And, really, for me, is it different? Yeah, it is. I mean, I've been the last 9 years, pitching coach role only. And, now, you're doing it all. And I've done it before in, junior college settings and even high school for 2 years. But, it's different. But it was fun, man. It was a blast, getting out there and, when you're not calling pitches, when you're on defense, being there and trying to be vocal and with your hitters and engaging them and all that good stuff. So it was great.
There has been a ton of continuity within the Southern Miss baseball program. You're only the 5th coach in the program's history. Pete Taylor, Hill Denson, Corky Palmer, Scott Berry, and now you. I guess I should say congratulations in advance because you're going to have this job for like 15 years and you're going to go to a bunch of NCAA regionals, and everybody's going to celebrate you when you hang it up one day. At least if history is going to repeat itself, why is it in your mind that there has been so much stability and so much continuity in this job?
Well, I mean, I think it goes back to, where the head coaches start with Pete Taylor, then to Coach Denson and Coach Palmer and Barry, like you said. There's been, just been a lot of consistency with the personnel. Assistants seem to have gotten here and I, did a good job. And when that head coach retired or moved on, it was I guess an easy call, so to speak, to maybe elevate somebody that's already been within the program, and I think that's important. I just can only speak for myself. I mean, I feel like it's my 7th year here, so now in this role, I kind of been paying attention and seeing what it looks like and what it takes, and we have a great fan base and support here, and the integration of this program with the community here in Hattiesburg is so special and has been done so well by Coach Barry, Coach Palmer, Coach Denson, all those before. So I knew that was going to be a big part of this, and something that I welcomed and was ready to get after it and try to continue that.
Visiting with Christian Ostrander, head coach at Southern Miss. His team is off to a 3-1 start. They've played 4 games in 4 days to start the year. I guess the name of the game in college baseball is you win series, and if you win series, then you're going to have a chance to have a good year. You did that this weekend. Obviously, you would have loved to have gotten the sweep. You win game 1 4-1, 10-5 in the second game, lose game 3, and then yesterday face an Air Force team that has kind of been doing a tour of Mississippi, starting out in Starkville and then coming down to Hattiesburg for yesterday's game, and get some offense late. And I thought the numbers on the mound collectively yesterday were really impressive with the 13 strikeouts and just 2 walks. How do you evaluate the first 4 days games of the year?
Well, I'll talk first from the pitching side. I really feel good about how we threw the baseball this weekend. I thought all of them that got out there, starters and bullpen guys included, really attacked the plate and minimized freebies. I think we only had 7 walks through the first 4 games with 49 strikeouts. So they were attacking the hitters, which is something we preach here a tremendous amount. And and when you do that, you're going to give yourself chances to win ball games, and we did that this weekend. on the flip side, we didn't have a ton of offense, especially, the first few games and stuff. Just had some sporadic moments. We were getting guys on. We were drawing our walks, taking our freebies and stuff, but never really, got those big hits that we needed to, and that I believe we will, as things progress and go from there. And I think if we would have done that, heck, who knows? We might be looking at a situation where we are 4-0, but it's baseball's tough, man. I mean, at this level, it doesn't matter who you're playing. You got to go play the game right and play it well, or you can get beat. So, but overall, I was pleased, and we strive for perfection, but it's hard to attain in the sport.
4 errors over the course of 4 games. Did you feel like, for the most part, you got what you wanted in the field?
I did. I thought, we, for the most part, I thought we defended the ball really well. A couple of those errors were throwing errors that, I know they happen and stuff, but, for the most part, we were pretty greedy, with the freebies, errors, walks, hit by pitches and stuff, and made the, opposing teams have to earn, things by, hitting the baseball. So, yeah, for the most part, I was pleased with that, especially when you have so many new guys. I mean, there's, our position player, faces out there. There's 3 returners, and then there's a bunch of guys that were first time at Southern Miss, first time Division I, first time in college for some. Yeah. So I know there's going to be some growing pains there.
One more thing on the pitching. We're in an era in college baseball and certainly in professional baseball where you don't see starters going nearly as deep into games, and yet you've kind of bucked the trend with that over the last few years. You've had guys that have been able to get you deep in games, especially on Fridays and Saturdays. For the opening weekend, to get 5 1/3 and get Nico Mazza into the 6th inning, and then to get 6 complete out of Billy Oldham, that I would think that would please you. What's your philosophy in terms of depth with a starter?
Well, I think the game shows itself as they're going, and first, you want to have guys. I think in order to get deep in games, you gotta be efficient. You got to throw strikes. You got to pitch to contact, let your defense play and stuff. And if you're giving up a lot of freebies, then that pitch count's going to climb, and it gets a little bit more laborsome for you, and makes it harder to get deeper. So that's something that we try to, like I said earlier, really stress and get them to buy into that narrative. And if you do that and stuff, and you play behind them, then you look up and their pitch count's manageable to where, especially on weekend 1 when we have a number in our mind that we're trying to get to. And I was very pleased that our guys could get us that 5th or 6th inning and stuff, and hopefully that just continues to grow. And and just have game managers on the mound starting off and just being efficient as they can to get you as deep as they can.
Last thing for you, Coach. All 4 of the starters that you had this weekend are guys that have started games but also spent significant amount of time in the bullpen. Is there any advantage to having that, maybe having been a bullpen guy before you become a starter, or is that just kind of a natural progression as you lose guys and you got to find new players for those roles?
I think it's a natural progression. Okay. Most guys, come in and, I think of some of the great ones. Think about Tanner Hall and whatever, Nick Sandlin. I mean, those guys, were relievers early, especially maybe that first year and stuff, and then they grow into that role. And I think these guys that we have now are doing the same thing. So I think it's more just kind of natural progression and then letting them mature and grow and slow the game down and, and stuff. And as they do that, it gets a little bit easier to go out there, and navigate through a lineup multiple times and, and have a chance to be a quality starter.
Got to hit the road tomorrow, headed to New Orleans to take on a UNO team that is always tough. What are you going to do on the mound tomorrow?
We're going to start Chandler Best. Chandler's, 5th-year guy here. He missed last year with Tommy John and, been rehabbing and looks good. Been, throwing the ball well, feels good. And that's the most important thing. So, kind of by design going into this year, we knew the kind of the rotation we're going to have the first 5 games. So look forward to seeing him out there. And, man, I'm pulling for him. He's a fine young man that's been here and has been for us and stuff. So I look forward to, seeing how that unfolds.
Coach, really appreciate your time. Great visiting with you and look forward to talking to you through.